This time you join us at a much photographed gate, and I actually go one better and get to have that swim I've been yearning for all break. And then... What sort of ungodly hour is this? I think it's 4:44.
I don't know where I've been, I don't know where I'm going.
Here we go. Vatersay. Vatersay is the most southerly and the most westerly of the inhabited islands on the Outer Hebrides. I think that's how you say Vatersay. I'm sure it isn't. I'm sure someone will put me right.
You okay, fella?
Out 20 minutes. At least that mist has gone now.
Yeah. Quite clear now.
Yeah. I wonder if it's cleared further south. So we'll find out, I guess. Oh, he's facing that way this time, is he? Looking out the side window. Off we go.
It's stuck on a bit with all that rain.
Yeah, it was bad, wasn't it? The mammoth walk we did yesterday, 4 hours of it. It was beautiful though, wasn't it? To get to Vatersay we had to drive south back down through Castle Bay, taking a left just past the village. And if you drive straight there you should get there in just over half an hour. Bumpy bumpy blue. "10 out of 10 for ingenuity, but I'm not exactly sure what they're for." Having picked up some more supplies from the local co-op, which is quite well hidden by the way, it takes some finding, but we got there in the end, we set off to find somewhere to go and have a bit of lunch. Now, there was a nice spot at the top of the hill and I don't know why we didn't stop there. We ended up in front of some workshops, but it did pay dividends. Interesting. Short but sweet. We just sat eating our sandwiches and then a seal and a dolphin came to meet us, but he's disappeared now, so we're on our way. Just don't think there's anything coming.
There's a push and there's a pull. There's a new moon and then it's full. The tide will rise and rise until it falls. And there's a rhythm to it all. There's a you and there's a me. There's a pattern in the chaos, a current in the sea. And there are times I wish I had a mountaintop to see the rhythm of it all. Every spring leads to a fall. There's a heart in every home. The young will always wish that they were older. And there's a rhythm to it all. There's a you and there's a me. There's a pattern in the chaos, a current in the sea. And there are times I wish I had a mountaintop to see the rhythm of it all. What is new will be forgotten, and there's a use for the broken things you've lost. If you hold it loose, you'll find that there is room for the rhythm of it all. mountaintop to see the rhythm of it all. To see the rhythm of it all.
Having found the last of very limited parking at the centre at Arisaig Beach, we actually set off to go and find that famous view, the one with the gate. And it wasn't long before we came across it. I've been waiting to see this. I don't know why, but just because I've seen so many pictures of it, it was just so nice to be actually there in person. Now I know it was a bit of a dreary day, but it didn't take anything away from it. Certainly quiet down here actually, isn't it? For a Sunday.
Yeah.
Just been in two minds as to whether I'd really like to go for a swim. But all I can think about is not how cold it is when I'm in there, but getting back to the van and trying to get dry.
It's cooling down again.
Yeah, that's just the thing. I mean, it does look so inviting. So my desire for that swim actually won out. I know it's going to be difficult, and believe me, it was. But you never regret going for a swim. And I tried to go for one during the last two Scottish trips and never managed to pull it off. So I wasn't going to let this go, not on the last day of this trip, that's for sure. Now I didn't have my cosy with me, so I just unzipped my leggings at the knees, took off my jacket and my bra and went in my shorts and vest. It was pretty bracing, let me tell you. But boy, I really enjoyed it. I felt exhilarated. Now just that small matter of getting changed out of all these soaking clothes in our little buddy. After that exhilarating swim and a bit of a fight to get dressed again in the van, but doable, we're off to look for, what is it, a shipwreck? We weren't actually sure whether we were going in the right direction. I don't think they're finished, are they? I think it's danger no stairs. They're just building them, aren't they? There's another gate at the end there, isn't there, look? We often do this. We end up going on a completely wild goose chase. Heck, they're going to be quite some stairs, aren't they? Still, we plodded on when Bernie was out front doing a bit of scouting to see if he could see anything round the next corner. There's another lovely beach here, but it's too dangerous for swimming due to the currents, So if you're going to swim, stick to the other beach where I was. We were looking for a memorial to a wreck, but I don't think it's round this way somehow, because it's absolutely nothing, is there? Zilch. I'm looking to see if there's any dolphins or anything as well.
No.
Nothing. We think we've found it. We're looking in totally the wrong place and we think it's up there.
Well, we were told it was right here.
Yeah, we were. So we'll head back over there. Here we go, we found it. Up a hill. Oh, there's a hole there. Can we read it? "20th of September 1853, the ship Annie Jane," can't read that, "Liverpool to Quebec, was totally wrecked." The Annie Jane was carrying over 400 people when it was swept aground off the shores of the west beach of Arisaig. And sadly the remains of 350 men, women and children who lost their lives are interned somewhere here in 2 mass graves amongst these dunes. The exact location of the graves is unknown. The Annie Jane isn't the only thing that was crashed and wrecked on Arisaig. On the 12th of May 1944, an RAF Catalina plane, out on a training exercise from Oban, lost its way and crashed into a hillside. 3 of the 9 people on board were killed. Some of the wreckage was dragged down the hillside by the rescue team and can still be seen today by the side of the road near the memorial. Arriving back at site, we had a quiet night, a little bit to eat, watched a few YouTubes and then got an early night because we had to be up early in the morning, and when I say early, I mean early.
Good night, guys.
What sort of ungodly hour is this? I think it's 4:44 and we're off for a ferry. I feel sad. Honestly, that need to be super early for things can be a curse sometimes, because we don't need to check in until 6:10 and it's only 4:45. We were heading from the campsite back down the east side of Barrow and up past the airport and down to Castle Bay to catch that ferry. And once you're actually up, there's something quite special about being out that early in the morning. we'd thought about it sensibly, we could have avoided all this by staying here with the other camper vans and got the ferry early in the morning without having to get up at the crack of dawn and drive halfway down the island. But we didn't, and we're here now, so job done. Open the queues yet? There's a car there waiting to go in. Pull up next to that, I guess. I must be losing my touch, cause we're not first. Oh, there she is. We, as usual, had quite a while before we could actually check in, never mind board, so I got out to stretch my legs. Boy, it was windy out there. By this time it was getting light and the foot passengers had started to board, so it wouldn't be long before we were on board too.
To the ferry. Continue on Castle Bay Ban.
We were on, and whilst Bernie sat in the dog lounge with our Blue, I went up on deck to watch us leave the island. As I stood there out on the top deck, looking back at Castle Bay, and thinking about all the places we've been to on this trip, right from the north in Stornoway, out to St Kilda, and finally down to our final destination on the Isles, Castle Bay on Barra. I felt sad. I think we always feel sad when we leave the islands. Not quite sure what it is. Maybe it's the thought of getting back to the mainland seems to be back to reality. We still had a few days of our break to go, so come on girl, get yourself cheered up. It's not over yet. I think this is a good point to actually end this episode. So we hope you've enjoyed coming along with us. And if you have, please hit that like and subscribe button, because it does help our channel to grow, and join us next time when we continue our journey back on the mainland. That's after 5 hours to get into Oban.